This is Medley Prime, and today I'll be reviewing. I know it's been for quite a while, but mostly because of the movie. I keep seeing this dude in all the bookstores with the single books and the volumes of the box sets. And I watched an interview with him uh, where he was talking on Today with a bunch of the news anchors, and he had drawn an individual sketch for each one of them with Dogman, and he was promoting book number 14 where this dude is a superhero, but I kind of like the notion of him being a cop a lot more because he reminds me in a lot of aspects of RoboCop, Judge Dredd, and Sledgehammer from the 80s. So we open with a recount about how the two kids, Harold and George, from Captain Underpants, they really wanted to hit it big with Dogman before they ended up doing Captain Underpants. And so you have, yeah, see, the other one, their other dude, other big name dude. And so, that's where it goes. So, yeah. Moving on, you have moving day, and the cops are really impressed by a couch, and they all have a meeting in the office. And then the dude is doing like I saw him in his comic, sleeping on the couch after a hard day's work, except this time this dude instead has a doggo with him. And the chief ain't big on people sleeping on couches. And there's a dude with a cat named Petey, who in the movie is voiced by Pete Davidson. And I'll freely admit that between the two, I prefer Pete Davidson as a voice actor than a live action actor, because besides voicing Petey the cat, he also did Mirage in the Rise of the Beast movie, and I like him better there than that one Amazon movie that was ripping off Beverly Hills Cop 4, which had Eddie Murphy telling his daughter that he thought her name to replace Foley was funny because he kept saying SAUNDERS, Saunders, and he just kept cracking up at the notion. And they're doing a whole plan and making fun of the fact that they think the cop's an idiot. And so we have, it's actually a little less subtle than Jokey Smurf. Free advertising. It says bomb on it instead of like Jokey Smurf where he says present for you, and then they open it up and blows up in their face. And so what's funny is that one of the people I was talking to in Georgia was talking about having to defuse bombs, and that's what this cop does. And so there are often the British commercials where they say, cut the red wire, cut the green wire, and so this poor dude, well, it doesn't end well for him. And so it's off to the hospital. And so in true RoboCop fashion, the surgeon does magic work, and he combines the doggo with the dude, and so there's a bit of head chopping and reattaching. So there you go. The downside, though, is that Dogman can't talk, which is why in the movie he just barks repeatedly and people pick up on his cues. Kind of like how R2-D2 beeps and whistles in all of the Star Wars movies. And people like C-3PO pick up on what he's putting down. And then both Anakin and Luke, as I guess it's not really so much with Padme and Leia, they pick up kind of like Chewbacca with Han and even Rey, because she's your Jaina Solo stand-in, because that's what Lucas wanted her to be, and Disney kind of went off all over the place with that. It's the same thing where doggo barks, droid beeps, Wookiee growls. Yeah, pretty much. So the cop dude here, the chief, I should say, sorry. The chief does very much like Sledgehammer's boss, and he gets mad because doggo aggravates him to no end. The difference, though, I don't think Pilkey put it in here because it's more for kids, but the one thing that the Sledgehammer chief was always talking about was how the dude makes his blood pressure rise, and he has to take pills to keep from having anything bad happen to him. So I feel like the chief here has got the same thing. And so Petey the cat and his dude are scheming, and they end up building a weird vacuum cleaner robo thing. I don't know. Oh yeah, okay, it is a vacuum cleaner. Yeah, it's funny. So the killer vacuum cleaner is chasing doggo. He goes for a swim, and for some bizarre reason, the sea is getting vacuumed. And he explodes. And then doggo does, in the tradition of Spider-Man in the 90s to Venom, tricks him into getting arrested for the Fantastic Four to take him away. And then we take a commercial break in the style of I Saw One with Eric July's wife selling her jewelry to promote some kind of flip thingy with the book. Then it's back to doggo saves the day, and everybody cheers him on. Then I guess we get a second story with the cop, with the chief and with doggo, and then we get a news reporter threatening to replace the chief with a robot, which is funny given the mass hysteria over AI and the times we're living in. And it turns out that the news reporter lady's in on it with some green looking dude and building an evil robot. You get spray paint. Yeah, Petey the cat, I guess, is big into in breaking out. And the police cop replaces the chief. Kind of goes on for a while. I'm trying to find the break. Yeah, he manages to spray water and catch Petey the cat, and again manages to arrest him. And so, in keeping earlier with the point that he cannot talk, he takes his phone out and he makes a video for everybody to see, and he shows that the news reporter was not very nice and framed the police chief. And so the police chief got the job back. Then Big Jim. Don't know much about him, I cannot lie. But yeah, he pops up on the seesaw because he's trying to be like the Moody Blues and, you know, ride my seesaw. Hang on. Oh, doggo recreates the poo emoji. Not voluntarily, but it was one of those. He's getting framed. Oh yeah, and then he did a Clint Eastwood with the chair, where Clint Eastwood was talking to a chair. And he's doing a pee test. I wonder how Professor Morstan would feel, given that that dude who created Wonder Woman also created the lie detector, which is why the lasso of truth has the need to compel people to tell the truth. And I like the Idiocracy shout out with the movie theater where Luke Wilson goes to the theater, and it's just that picture there for 2 hours. Petey the cat gets touchy about donuts. And for some bizarre reason, Petey's pal marries a trash bag. I mean, there was a woman that was in love with an airplane, so I mean, it is pretty crazy. Hold on. Yeah, there's poor Petey with his lack of hygiene. And apple tree. What did Johnny Appleseed do to Doggo? Hang on. Oh, it turns out it was an inside job because Doggo left the emoji for everybody, and he in trouble. It was a jab at Force Awakens there, but the chief is a bit more prominent than Disney allowed for China to have Finn on the poster. As Fluffy the cat is apparently big on letters, and oh, Big Jim's the bad guy. Okay, that makes sense. And then this mad scientist RS letter. I guess it's the bad guy's version of Toys R Us. And living spray. Oh, that's like keep away from flames. That reminds me of when I was in high school. I had a buddy who he had a lighter he carried with him for some reason, and then he had a thing of Axe body spray. And so it's kind of like Harry Potter, something out of Harry Potter, where the flame the dude sprayed the axe into the lighter after he lit the fire, and then it was like like the flame just literally like out of Harry Potter, and so that's pretty funny. As Doggo, not Doggo, Hot Dog came to life, which is a little weird. And the hot dog decides to do a breakout and steal the keys to the jail cell. then hang on, there's a lot with trying to see. It's basically, oh yeah, here we go. This hot dog dude feels lonely, so he decides to take other people's hot dogs. And so we have an army of hot dogs running amok and making people crazy. And Dogman is... oh, yeah, Dogman's framed? I don't know, but he ends up in some kind of prison with other doggos. And I guess the hot dog dude got so bored that he made the taco statue come to life. And so Doggo is he's got the Spider-Man problem where Kraven buried him alive in the 80s comics, and he's wearing the black suit and he's very upset. So all the other dogs are watching. But kind of like Popeye with... oh no, never mind, it's not a Popeye direction. But yeah, it's kind of one of those, he throws the bone at the other dude. And he manages to trick the Euro dude statue into letting him free, along with all the other dogs. And they're... oh, that's not nice. The hot dog is talking trash, and then Doggo eats him. And then you have it's on fire. And then they blow up the Euro dude. And then oh yeah, we get a Lion King shout out with Scar and the hyenas, but it's hot dogs and the doggos instead. And so they're running around in the belt. And then hang on. Hold on. Yeah, then Petey ends up back in the jail, and he's not big on hot dogs. Which is funny because my brother hates chicken. But yeah, the rest of it is pretty much the Chief and Doggo bonding. And so there you go. That's pretty much all I got.